DevTech 101, aka Black Mantles. I discuss information technology, also known as IT. And here in today's video, I have a Dell 3410 that I have here. And the computer, of course, will not power on. So first thing, I'm going to grab the charger. I want to see if we can get this to power on, or see if we can attempt to get this power on here. Now, the power cable itself, I was unable to find a specific one, but we're gonna try a couple of things here. So sometimes you can. The first thing is, when I had it, it didn't initially come on, so I want to kind of break it apart first to see if there's anything going on with the batteries on the inside. Now I got a tool kit, got my pry tools here, got my screwdriver, got my magnetic mat, which is right here. Got a couple of pry tools, and then got my suction cup here. Turn this over. We need some Phillips head screwdriver. So I'm going to get that out here. And then from there, we'll just move on. Keep moving until we find something that's going to stick right here. Tell you what, I'll go with this one here. Set that aside. See if we can get this open here. I'm going to start by loosening the screws. And I'm not loosening these in any particular order. I just want to loosen them up just for a little bit. And when you're prying this open, you want to be very careful not to hit any ribbons, components, anything like that. All right, now that I got this here, I'm going to take my suction cup here. See if we can pry this down on here. Maybe work a little bit better on metal here, but I use this a lot on the MacBooks because they got metal on the bottom. Not so much with the plastic, but thought I would give it a try. All right, we'll try to get this pried open a little bit. One of the parts that you could probably get a little bit more leverage on is probably the back part of the computer here. Run this down the seam. You hear it popping. Same over here. Down right here. All right. And what we're doing is I'm just trying to find a really good location to put this up on. There we go. All right, this one's right here. It's going to go along the side of the laptop. All right, let's turn this around. And this is one of my personal computers right here, so I'm not too much worried about messing anything up. I'm not trying to mess anything up, but I'm just saying. You can never be too careful. Let's use this here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And you're just getting just a little bit of the pop, as you can see. It's kind of popping off piece by piece a little bit. All right. Now I got the cover removed off. You can see here there's some little tabs that were popping off here and there throughout the sides. All right. So it looks like we got our battery here, and the battery looks good. This is our so our hard drive is over here on this side right here. So let me turn this so you all can see it. We can kind of go over just a little bit of the components itself so that you can see them here. All right. So I have never opened up this specific laptop before, but looking at the components here, we have our 2 sticks of RAM that are right here. And so these right here, they come in pairs. So this one is a 4 gig stick. So this computer only has 8 gigabytes of RAM in it, which is it can be pretty slow to somebody who is a heavy user, and pretty fast to somebody who's just doing like general internet browsing here. But you can kind of look and just see here how this works right here. Okay. So we're just going to fine tune it a little bit. So this is just a 4 gig stick here. And this is our DIMM slot 1. So DIMM slot 1, of course, you're going to have a little bit more. You want to make sure your system has RAM in this part here first. And then, so that's the number 1. And for DIMM slot number 2, of course, it's going to be this one. And your sticks of RAM must always match, okay? They should always match, meaning they should be the same amount of RAM. If this is 4 gigs, your other one has to also be 4. So whatever you got in DIMM slot 1, if this is 8, this has to be 8 for 16 gigs of RAM. All right. If you want 8 gigs for some reason, 8 here in DIMM 1, 8 in DIMM 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put in DIMM 1 back here. Make sure it snaps on the tabs. DIMM slot 2. Make sure that snaps. Now, you have your heat sink here for your fan. This is your fan. It's pulling the air in from the motherboard. This gets hot, pulls the air into here, and it blows it out there. All right. You have your Wi-Fi adapter right here. You have your power port, which is so your power slot is going to be over here on this side right here, your power for your adapter, your power adapter. You have your hard drive right here. And then right here, most important piece, you have your 40-watt battery. This is your lithium ion battery here. This whole piece right here. This is your battery. Your battery cable is right here. It runs mostly through the seam of this, and it connects it to the motherboard here. And what it looks like to me, if you look real close, and I want you to look right here at this little white beige tan thing here. So my system did not power on. We're going to find out why, and I want you all to pay very, very close attention. If you look real close, my battery is unseated just a bit. Let me pull it back a little bit. Yeah, it's out just a tad bit. So now I got to fix that part. It's always something, I tell you. So right there, I'm plugging this piece back in here. Should be mostly even. So now it's plugged back in there securely. All right, so that looks pretty good there. All right. And then your CPU is mostly going to be right underneath here because this is the heat sink that's pulling the heat up off of there. It's pulling it here. The fan then cools the air and pushes it out of the computer because it's going to get hot. And there's pretty much not much else to this here. And even looking at the power cable itself, the power cable runs, if you look really, really close right here, there is, so you got your power port. See, sorry about that, turn around. You got your power port right here. And that's connecting to the motherboard. So we got that here. You got your screen for your LCD screen. The computer is here. And it's not many components that you all really have to really learn on the inside of the computer itself. Not very, very many components at all. All right, what we're going to do is going to press down till we hear our snaps. And what you want to do is you want to check around the edges, make sure the seam around the edges is all good because you want to be able to see. Okay. You want to be able to see pretty good. And you can tighten in a particular order from left to right, right to left. Some people tighten at the different corners first. Others tighten in other areas first. It really just depends on your preference. But I started breaking computers down as a young kid and ended up being something I really liked. That's what made me really passionate about IT amongst other stuff. But definitely stay tuned on the channel because as time goes by, as I mature and get older and get more into the tech space, I share more and more insight for people like you to get in and get involved and see what happens, what goes on, and how things work and all that other stuff. So definitely make sure that you keep your eyes open because this is some really good stuff, people. I want you all to really thrive, okay? I want you all to really thrive in this space. I'm gonna go ahead and put all my tools back because you never know when you will need them again. Always make sure you keep a neat space because you never know when you'll need to use your tools or if somebody you know will need to use them. I try to keep everything organized in that fashion. But definitely hit me up in the comments below, like, listen, subscribe to the channel. DivTech 101, aka Black Mantle. Look forward to bringing more content to you soon. And as you can see, people, right here, I got my power light. I'm gonna turn off my light for a second so you can see. See right there? Oh yeah. This is what it is about. Look at this right here, people. The laptop is finally on. And I know that it's kind of turned sideways by the angle that I have my camera right here, but this is what I'm talking about. This is why I really love doing what I'm doing. So I just need to go back and set this computer up. So what it was is it was the battery that was causing the issue in this system here. All right. Talk with you all soon. Stay sharp, stay secure, subscribe for more tech with purpose only on DivTech 101.